Welcome back to Writing Today, writers. And today we're going to continue our book and we are going to continue working on stretching our planning ideas. Before we get started today, I want to show you where you're going to access the documents because it's going to look a little different today. Your Google book got turned back, or your Google slide book got turned back to you. So you're going to go find it by your Google apps right here. You're going to either open your Drive and find it, or open your slides and find it, just like you would at school. So I have found my Google book, and pages 1 and 2 are completed with multiple sentences, probably 3, 4, 5. Some of you even did some longer ones and stretched it 6 or 7. So we're going to have that open, but we also have to have a second document open. We have to have our planning open. So to find my planning, that also might be in your Google Drive. That's where all your Google documents are. Or it could be in your Google Docs, whichever you prefer. You can open either one and open up your unusual planning story. So today, we're going to get into the meat of the lesson, and I want to show you how to stretch this idea by thinking about the reader and what the reader wants to know. Asking yourself, what else would I want to know as the reader? So let me show you today how I would do that. So I'm working on page 3. So I'm going to take my sentence because that's my building idea. I'm going to copy that. I can go up to edit, copy. I'm going to go over to my unusual animal book, go on page 3. Oh, it looks like I lost where I'm going to write. If you click on here, I get that box, double click in, and I'm going to edit, paste that in. So in order for you to see, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger today too. So what I want to show you today is I want to show you to think like the reader. What else does the reader want me to know? I want to get a better story, a better narration, a better picture, because this is a narrative. We're telling a story. This animal is in a story. So first, I'm going to read the sentence. They need to climb over the fence to get to the best insects. In my head, I'm thinking as a reader, I'm going to ask, well, what are the best insects? I remember from my research that they like to eat ants and larvae. Larva's kind of juicy and they're like the eggs of a fly. Now, ill to me, but to a pink fairy armadillo is they need to get over the fence. So I want to think about describing the best insects. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to think, okay, the best insects to this pink armadillo are the ants and the larva. Ugh. I'm thinking yuck, but they're thinking juicy, yummy, tasty. So I'm going to say what those insects are doing. Tiny ants crawl up the fence. Ooh, up the white fence post. As I don't want to use tiny again. I want to use something as little larva wiggles on the ground on the far side of the fence. Now, that gives me a better picture. So again, I want to add more, and I'm going to ask myself what else the reader might want to know. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to reread it again. They need to climb over the fence to get to the best insects. Tiny ants crawl up the white fence post as little larva wiggles on the ground on the far side of the fence. Well, I might want to know how they're going to climb up over the fence. They got these little legs and this weird shell. So I'm thinking, Well, let's think about their little legs. Their little, I'm going to call them the pink fairy armadillos, the armadillos. Little legs waddle over to the fence as their shell wags back and forth. So I'm picturing that. Now, they're going to taste it with their tongue. So I think as a reader, I want to know, how are they going to get to these insects, or are they going to start climbing first? So I'm thinking in my head as a writer, how am I going to show them that they're going to climb over the fence? So I'm going to picture myself being the armadillo here so I can get another sentence. So I'm going to, another hand. So I'm going to think about that. One paw after the other grabs the fence post, climbing slowly in order to reach the little larva. So that's where I'm going to stop there. And I asked myself that what I was going to do. So first I read it. Then I thought of myself as the reader. What else would the reader want to know? And third, I tried to come up with a way to add another sentence. So as you continue writing today, you're going to do this for both pages 3, and then you'll go back and you'll take your information and you'll add it to page 4, and you will continue to have another paragraph here on page 4, adding detail, thinking about what else does the reader want us to know. If you have any questions today, don't hesitate to send me an email. We can get on Zoom and work on it together. And enjoy writing. Let that reader know what is going on and what's around this creature.